What? See, I want to be honest on here. I ain't gonna say out the muscle she been waiting to get into it with you. I ain't gonna say that, but I'm gonna say she's very prone to get into it, and so those are people that you can't be around for real. They'll start making you shape shift your perspective about you, and if you're moving weird and are you being a weird, like you're not being. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel.
Can you focus on me? Baby, can you focus on me? Hands in the stove, how the faucet's running and I keep looking at you.
Welcome back to the Pretty Candid podcast channel. I am your gorgeous, lit, most best host. Is most best even a... I'm Marissa H, as you can see. So whether you new here or you true to here, thank you for checking out my content on my channel. Please, I want to build more community, right? And so I figured I would open up the doors for listeners, new or old, to go ahead and send me things, send me mail, pretty candid mail. Whether you need advice on the job, do I really hate my boss or is it me? I'm gonna tell you. I don't know how to handle my child. What are the best ways to go about it? I'm gonna tell you. Was I wrong for getting my lick back? 9 out of 10 you wasn't. But I'm gonna tell you, right? So drop all the mail. The email is in the description of this video. Feel free. And even on socials, y'all, I'm very friendly. Please do not let anything deter you from reaching out. Please drop all emails. Anything you need, advice, you just want to vent, you got a story time for me, whatever it is, drop it in that email, or again, follow me on the socials and drop it in my DMs. Everything is anonymous. I'm going to use different names, different everything. I'm never going to be able to leak your tea, your story time, whatever. Nobody will never no issue but you when you watch it. Speaking of watch, before we get into my first candid mail, are we friends or not? Like, comment, subscribe. Help me help you help us. If I go to the top, who you think I'm gonna take with me? You think I gonna take you with me? Shows how much you know me. And I'm just playing. But without further ado, let's get into the first candid mail. So I'll pretty much tell y'all the letter, the story, give you the breakdown, and then the second portion will be me giving my PR advice, kinda. So yeah, let's get into it. So, I'm so excited, y'all. All right, so it says, "Hey Marissa, my name is..." I honestly don't even know where to start, but I've been carrying this heavy feeling since my birthday week, and I need your honest advice because I'm genuinely confused. Everything started off what I thought would be a good birthday weekend. I was out with my girls for karaoke and drinks and expected it to be a girls' night. I have a friend named Annie. Annie brought some man with her that I'd never seen before, nor did I recognize. I didn't say anything because I didn't want to kill the vibe. As he sat down next to me and she joined on the other side, I said, "Okay, friend, I see you," and I kept it pushing. Shots were passed around, tequila specifically. He handed them to me. I took one and said thank you, not thinking anything of it. After the bar, we decided to just chill in the parking lot. That's when Annie and my other friend, we're gonna call her Fifi, started messing around with each other. You know, like arts and crafts, y'all. Literally doing the most in front of everybody, which is fine, to each his own. The guy Annie brought was watching like it was a whole show, trying to figure out how he can get into the mix. Meanwhile, I was in my own car on the phone making my own plans for the rest of that night. Hint, hint. He then came over to me eventually and tried to touch me. I slapped his hand away and told him not to try me, and he backed off. Fifi even saw it. I told Annie the truth straight up, that he made me uncomfortable and that he tried to touch me and she should watch him. She didn't say much. After that night, I went on my birthday trip to Jamaica. None of my girls could come, but I still kept them updated, sending them pictures in the group chat and everything like we always do. My friend group is the type to hype you up for literally anything. That's just how we are. Everybody responded except Annie. She didn't like, love, or say anything. I posted birthday pics on IG too, and again, total silence from her. I even hit her up on Snapchat and still no response. I already know. Anyway, then I called her once I got back, even though I could barely talk because I had a wisdom tooth just removed. The very first thing she says when she answered the phone was, I was confused, like, what's that supposed to mean? I said, what? She then proceeded to call my other phone, and then she just unleashed on me. She didn't let me get a word in and just started going off. She said that I was acting thirsty the night of my birthday when we had karaoke at the bar, and that I was all over the guy she brought, that I tried to act like he bought me drinks when she did. She said if she had known that I was that type of woman, she would have never brought me around her house, her kids. She even said I cut him off, so now I'm cutting you off too. Then followed it up with, I still want to see you win, just not next to me. That part hit hard because if you really felt all of that, why sit in silence for 4 or 5 days and give me a dry happy birthday? But clearly you had a lot on your heart. That's just not what a real friend does, in my opinion. And the most confusing part, I never did or said what she accused me of. I reached out to Fifi and our other friend who were there that night, and they confirmed I didn't say any of the stuff. What did happen was, while she and Fifi were getting handsy in the front seat, the dude was clearly aroused, and I made a comment, you gotta have BDE to handle all of that. That was it. No flirtation, no invite, nothing sexual, towards me especially. But apparently, after that night or later that night, he ran back and flipped the story to make it seem like I was coming on to him, which is wild because I already had my own plans that night, i.e. my own man. I wasn't even checking for him. As the conversation kept on, Annie then said something to me that took me all the way out. She said if she wanted to be like me, she could have done it with my baby daddy. What? And I'm like, what? Right. And I'm like, what? First of all, I would never come at her like that or cross those kind of boundaries. That's not even the type of person I am. And she knows that. But if that's truly how you feel, then what was even the point in saying it? Do it. No, for real. Sorry, y'all. But don't say it just to be petty or hurtful. Because now I'm looking at you sideways. Like, have you been harboring weird energy this whole time? And honestly, after the conversation, that's when I decided to block her. Not out of pettiness, but because I couldn't believe how fast she flipped. We've been friends for years. I've supported her through heartbreak, through hard times, through healing. I'm a homebody. I don't always show out and go out, but when I do, it counts. Birthdays, milestones, stuff that matters. I'm there. I don't play about my people. So for her to throw my character out the window over a man she just met, that's what doesn't sit right with me. You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong. She has friends who move like that, but I'm not one of them. I've never tried her, never crossed the line, never played in her face, and now I feel like she made up an entire delusional story in her head about who I am. And that's the part that scares me the most. But if you could flip that hard over something that never even happened, were we ever really good friends? Now I'm sitting here wondering, was I wrong for blocking her? Should I have let it breathe and tried to talk things out with her again? Or did I do the right thing by protecting my peace and energy and just walking away and blocking her? I truly don't understand how we even got to this point, but now it's just making me question so much more than just that night / that week of my birthday. Marissa, what do you think and what would you have done? Love, Carla. First of all, let's take a sip, because let me say this. I done been in a lot of different girl friendships, girl groups, all of that. I'm 33. I'm your big sis, big auntie, so I'm going to tell you just in my mind what it sounds like. What it sounds like is that she might still be harboring things that happened in that last conversation. Like, well, not even in the last conversation. She might be, what it sounds like is she might be harboring feelings and emotions from that last situation she was in where she was heartbroken and she done been through the mud, and she's projecting. Because I'll be honest and tell you a couple things that like stood out to me. Number one, why were you at your homegirl? If you didn't know that man, to bring him to your birthday event, and then you saying you went out of town, but none of the girls went out of town, so you knew that this was gonna be like the birthday kind of kickoff. Why did you bring a man that did not spend, no shade, but that she don't even know? That's weird. Like, You don't know that man. I'm assuming she kind of know him. Obviously not well enough to know that he wasn't going to be grabby. But that's weird. So why even bring somebody that you know, hey, my homegirl don't really know him, but I'm going to bring him to the function anyway. Now, in some cases, that is okay. Some men like to spend, be celebratory. It don't sound like that, because what it sound like in that message is that she bought them shots. So he drunk a shot that she bought too, and you didn't mention that he bought any. All right, that's number one. Number two, I have a straight rule. I have a straight rule about I'm not going to do nothing in front of no man that I don't necessarily want him to join in on when it comes to another woman, right? So like y'all, when I say y'all, I mean the girls who like to go different arts and crafts and then go to popsicles. Like, some stuff ain't cool. So to be bringing a man around another woman that you kind of looking at her like, ooh, yeah, maybe not the best thing to do if you don't want him to join in. If you don't want him to join in, if you don't want him to be a part of that, let's be preventative. You know, like, let's not bring him into situations where he could decide to feel how he feel. I'm gonna say this: the biggest thing that stuck out to me is that you said that man tried to touch you and you told her that, and she instantly wasn't BTA. BTA is belt to ass, for those who don't know. She wasn't BTA. The man you brought to mind that I don't know is touching on me, touching on you, and you didn't check it right then and there. That's the biggest red flag out of the whole story, if I'm being honest. And to be honest, I kind of feel like that should have been a red flag to you, friend. Like, to be honest, I feel like before you went out to Jamaica, before it was all of the weird dry stuff, you should have addressed that. This ain't me getting on you, this love. You should have addressed that, because that's not cool, because that leads me to believe that she's really not a, I don't really believe in that, but she don't go by a girl code. If I just told you some man came up in my space, touched me, tried to touch me in between my legs, and had it not been for that, he would have did it, that's low-key like a form of, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how much I can say on YouTube, but that's definitely some type of almost assault. And the fact that she wasn't like on, you know, like on that's enough right there for you to not fuck with her. And that's just my personal opinion. I hold the people in my circle to a certain standard. We don't play about each other, so you can't never say on no day you don't play about me, but you let some man, you picking up what I'm putting down. Okay, that's another thing. One thing that I kind of like practice, right? I'm gonna give you a full breakdown, Carla, okay? One thing that I practice is when people start to get distance with me, get cold, and I know truly in my heart I ain't did nothing, I follow. What do I look like reaching out, keeping on? And I get it, that's your friend, y'all been friends for years. You like, what the hell? Like, because maybe you were concerned that she was going through something the whole time. She feeling away, and that's the real tea. So maybe moving forward, when you see people starting to get distant, kind of just let it be, let it breathe, let it play out. I'm Mrs. Let it play out. I believe in it. So that's another thing. Now let me tell you where Annie got me all the way. Okay, for her to accuse you, and I'm just going based off the letter, for her to accuse you of something that literally did not happen. So what? You took the shot, bitch. He handed it to me. What was I supposed to do? Be like what? That's number one. I know I keep saying that's number one. It's a lot of number ones. But also, I think my other part is like, so you sat on this, like you said, you sat on this for like 4 or 5 days, gave me a dry ass happy birthday, was acting weird with a bitch. But you couldn't just be like, hey friend, we need to talk. When you get back from Jamaica, we need to talk. I don't respect no bitch like that. I don't respect no bitch who do a lot of this when it's not to me. But then when I'm trying to reach out and trying to like see what's up, you're like very like closed off. But you got a lot, you feel away. You probably talking all kind of shit to everybody else, but when it's me, you don't want to address it. And you steady having me reach out knowing damn well you feel away instead of just talking about it. That's weird. I don't like weird bitch shit. I don't. Ask any of my, I don't. So, I'm going to say this. All in all, I don't think you're wrong. Like, we're getting to a point, and I think I left this part out of the message. She said she had just turned 29. You almost 30. We in the stage of life where, like, we trying to figure out future for our kids. We trying to figure out womanhood and adulting and just making shit. Because when it's your early 20s, you do a lot of bullshit in your early 20s. You know what I'm saying? So you might get to your 30s, late 20s, and be like, early 30s, and be like, okay, it's prime time. Like, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm smarter. I'm wiser. I'm finna go full-fledged. Nobody has time to be deciphering between if a bitch is being weird or if a bitch is being real. You're not wrong. Block that bitch. Keep her blocked. Don't ever unblock her. If she want to talk to you that bad, she'll find a way to talk to you. If it's on her heart, like that shit was on her heart and she ain't saying nothing, then again, other perspective, she might not ever reach out. And that's cool too, because do you really want bitches around you that's like playing with your character? I wouldn't have you around my house and my kids. Bitch, you act like I'm the nigga up. Like, what are you? What? See, I want to be honest on here. I ain't gonna say out the muscle she been waiting to get into it with you. I ain't gonna say that. But I'm gonna say she's very prone to get into it. And so those are people that you can't be around for real. They'll start making you shape-shift your perspective about you. And if you're moving weird, and are you being a weird, like, you're not being weird, hun. So far from what you done told me, you done been considerate. You done been very, like, analytical about the situation. That shows that you care. Like, and honestly, babe, I don't play about my birthday. That would have been a problem for me. And I would have said, why you bring this nigga? I don't know. The fuck? But everybody is not like me, so I get that. So this is what I will say moving forward. If the bitch come back and apologize to you, because I done had a lot of people cross me, play with me, go cold, go distant, we never spoke, and then years later they want to talk and whatever, right? It happens. People do evolve, and I hope for her sake that she do evolve. Let me say this real quick before I get into this about the moving forward steps. She sounds like a male-centered bitch, and that's not somebody you really want to be around for a lot of reasons, and that shit is low-key dangerous, and that's kind of why I'm telling you, you're not wrong for blocking her. Because, perfect example, it's summertime, right? Y'all, if y'all was still friends, I'm pretty sure y'all would have been in the mix at some point. I know you said you were a homebody, but you would have came out at some point with your friends because it's summer. Summer just begun. You know what I'm saying? So, how you know she wouldn't have put you in a worse situation? Women who are male-centered are dangerous. Women who are male-centered are delusional. Women who are male-centered do not have any type of value of sisterhood. You sound like you do. Like I said, consider it analytical me, you know? You ain't wrong. Now, I will say this. I believe in hearing people out, right? And the reason why it's important to hear people out is because you need to decipher in your head and let your discernment work and see that if those words align with what you feel. Also, if the actions do. So let's say hypothetical, right? Let's say hypothetical, a year go by. She reach out to you. She like, hey, can we talk? Even though you got her blocked, she done found some type of way to reach out. And she telling you like, oh, well, can we talk? And she apologizes. That don't mean y'all are to be friends. I want to make that very clear. Apology don't mean reconnection. And apology don't mean that I gotta now like make you feel good that you apologized to me. You should have. Cause that's very much out of pocket. That's enough to slap the dog shit out of her. You know, I'm not advising violence. But that's that's enough. That if you would have, you know. But also, when you know you being truthful, when you know you a real bitch, like real, you know, ain't no point of you. I have no points to prove. You feel like that? Feel it, bitch. Cool. But I will say this. If she does reach out some way, somehow, hear her out. See how you feel about it. Don't be quick to be like, okay, girl, we back. No, don't do that shit. Don't do that shit. I done done it many a day. Many. Don't do that shit. Because it's a reason y'all kind of falling off. You know what I'm saying? And that this happened. And it wasn't to you. I'm not even going to blame you because I feel like even with you saying like, oh, you got to have BDE to get into that. I wouldn't have took that like, oh, she flirting with this nigga in my face. I wouldn't have took that. Now, would I have felt like, okay, bitch, maybe, but I'm not your friend. For y'all that have been friends for years, I'm pretty sure you done said something relative to that before, maybe just not in that same situation. So she should have knew that's how you was coming. You wasn't coming. You wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. Don't feel bad. You're not wrong. I didn't really think I was gonna be drinking my wine like this, but Annie got me a little, you know. And I'm gonna say this. I think it's interesting that you, Annie, and the other friends was there. She did not mention the friends' names, but you, Annie, the other friends was there, and Fifi. But because they was doing what they was doing, he put his attention on you. I want you to remember I said that. That's the real issue. It's not that, oh, you said something. It's not that you was being flirty. It's not that you thought you was bigger than her program. It's not none of that. It's that he was giving you attention when she was busy, and the story he ran to her fit her delusional narrative, and she ran with it. And the reason why I'm saying bitches, like, I be saying, like, you got to be careful when you hearing people out is, she might come to you and try to, like, say sorry, speak her piece, but also in return, she's trying to, like, make you admit that you was moving foul. No, bitch. So be careful with that. But all in all, babe, we're going to close this out. I just want to say, Carla, girl, how y'all do it these days? Yeah. You ain't wrong, babe. Block that bitch. Like, we just don't have time for bullshit and nonsense. We trying to elevate and get it, like, have $100 million. Like, don't nobody want to deal with that. Especially when it's like, you supposed to be my girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't wrong. Be mindful of male-centered women. 3 keynotes. What I told you about if she reached back out to you. Remember, be mindful of male-centered women. Don't start going around checking for everybody like, bitch, is it you? Just be mindful. And third, don't overextend no more for people when you know you really can't, or you know you really don't want to, or you don't have the energy to. I heard you say that you always show up. Don't show up so much. Show up for people how they show up for you. Give people what they give you, so you can never feel slighted. You can never feel no way. And yeah, Carla, girl, I think you handled that situation perfectly. I mean, outside of like reaching out to her, because I don't think I would have did that. I don't think you wrong though, because just in this case, like, y'all friends, why would you not? You're not wrong for blocking her. I do think that friends can make amends, but this situation is a little sticky, because why would you mention that you could do what I did if you knew I was like that? What did I, number one, friend ain't did nothing. And 2, what the hell you bring up my BD for? Now it's giving, you see what I'm putting down? Male-centered. All right. So this has been part 1 to the Pretty Candid podcast mail. Like I told you guys before, everything is anonymous. Y'all thinking this girl name really Carla. It is not. It's the furthest from Carla. Fifi and Annie, real people, not real names. Be sure to send in any story times if you need advice. You need big sister advice. You need a homegirl advice. I'm never going to advise to be violent, you know. But definitely send it in. Men, women, everybody. Send them in. Even the baby. This has been Marissa H, Pretty Candid podcast host, closing out. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure to follow, like, and subscribe. I hope you even liked it before the video started. But we at the end now, so what you gonna do? Oh, okay. I will see y'all next time on my part 2 for the Pretty Candid podcast mail. And that is it. Signing out.
Focus on me. Can you focus on